Hello and welcome to today's edition of Daf Yomi, Tractate Masechet Nazir, Daf 54 Omid 8. So let's dive straight in. As the Master said, rich impurity in a sealed grave breaks through and ascends. So what does that mean? But if a source of rich impurity in a tent of a corpse was pressed richly impurity, i.e. impurity separated from its cover by less than a handbreadth, the impurity breaks through the sky and down to the depth, even if it is blocked by multiple barriers. However, it does not impart impurity to its surroundings. And that's in the Rambam Sefer Tahara, Hilchatumas Meis 7:4-5c the Ravid, and breaks through and descends, so that the grave imparts impurity like the corpse itself. Well, with regard to contact with these sources of impurity, Rabbi Yehuda said that it is taught in the Braita that the verse, and upon him that touched the bone, or the slain, or the dead, or the grave, Numbers 19:18, is expounded as follows. A bone, this is a bone that is a barley grain bulk, or a slain, this is a limb slain, i.e. severed from the living. Eva v'nechedlal min hachai. If a limb severed from a living person is not covered by enough flesh for it to heal were it attached, it imparts impurity by contact and carrying, but not an intent. And that's the Rambam Sefer Tahara, Hilchatumas Meis 2:3. Of these halacha was given to the Jewish people. These graves render people and items richly impure by contact, but do not carry the halacha of impurity imparted in the tent. The Gemara asks, with regard to this limb from a corpse, which is listed above as imparting rich impurity by contact, what are the circumstances of the case? If the limb contains a bone that is barley grain bulk, this is included in the halacha of one who touched the bone, and it was already taught that a bone imparts impurity by contact. Rather, it must be that it does not contain a bone that is a barley grain bulk, and even so, the merciful one includes it in the halacha of impurity, despite the fact that it does not contain enough flesh. This indicates that the Nazarite shades for a limb of this kind, in accordance with the opinion of Reish Lakish. The Gemara responds, in answer to the proof of Reish Lakish, Rabbi Yochanan could have said to you, actually, you should explain that it does contain a bone, the volume of a barley grain bulk. What does that mean? The owner the ish bay, if a limb severed from a dead body contains a bone, the volume of a barley grain bulk, but it is not covered with enough flesh that could heal were it on a living person, it imparts enriched impurity by carrying and contact, but not in the tent. And that's the Rambam Sefer Tahara, Hilchatumas Meis 2:40 the Ravid. As the verse explicitly states, anyone who touches a bone, having referred to the matter it's carrying. So what does that mean? Tanehu inyan the mashal, a bone of a corpse, the volume of a barley grain bulk imparts impurity by carrying as well as by contact. Rambam Sefer Tahara, Hilchatumas Meis 3:2, i.e. that one who carries it is also rendered richly impure. The Mishnah taught with regard to any Nazarite who became impure from one of the listed sources of impurity, and the priest sprinkles the ashes of the red heifer on him on the third and seventh days, and he negates all the previous days he counted towards his Nazarite, and he does not begin counting a fresh term of Nazarite until after he becomes pure and brings his offerings. And the lamb was raised before the stage. What is the meaning of that which is taught that the Nazarite does not start counting until he is purified? Does the Mishnah refer to one who is standing on the seventh day of his purification and mean until he performs the requisite waiting for sunset? So what does that mean? The impurity imparted by touching a bone is derived from the words, and upon him with that touched a bone, Numbers 19:18. This includes a bone, the volume of a barley grain bulk, even when it is not covered by flesh. Since the phrase "or the dead" is superfluous, the sages learn from it that this bone imparts impurity by carrying as well. According to Rabbi Yochanan, this phrase is the main source for the halacha of impurity imparted by through carrying a bone the size of a barley grain bulk, which is not expressly stated in the Torah. The commentaries note that Reish Lakish evidently derives his halacha from a different verse, and that's from Rabbeinu Azriel. And whose opinion is it? It is the opinion of Rabbi Eliezer, who rules that a Nazarite starts counting from the 8th day, even before he brings his offerings, or perhaps referring to one who is standing on the 8th day. So there was the meaning of until he is purified. It means until he brings his offerings. And who is the author of this opinion? It is the rabbis who maintain that he begins his fresh period of Nazirite only after he sacrifices offering of impurity. See 18b. The Gemara answers. Common here a resolution of this dilemma for the fact that it teaches in the latter clause of the next Mishnah that a Nazirite who does not have to bring an offering starts counting immediately after the conclusion of his 7 days of purification. The more infers from this Mishnah, if so, what's the meaning of the different term used in the first clause, until he is purified? It means until he brings his offerings. And whose opinion is it? Is it that of the rabbis who say that the Nazirite of impurity does not commence until the 8th day? The previous Mishnah listed the sources of which impurity for which the Nazirite must shave. This Mishnah adds, however, the Nazirite does not shave for these. The hanging branches, what does that mean? This list of items does not render the Nazirite obligated to shave, including various rabbinic sources of which impurity, i.e. hanging branches, projecting stones, and the land of the nations. It is obvious that the Nazirite need not shave for these sources of impurity, as the sages would not impose a decree that nullifies the mitzvah of the Torah. However, the Mishnah also lists other items, including a quarter cup log of blood and a quarter cup of bones, whose impurity implied by Torah law Sitotva. Some commentators maintain that there is a difference between the halachah of a Nazirite and the halachah pertaining to the standard impurity from a corpse. Rambam's commentary on the Mishnah. With regard to a Nazirite, the verse states, and if any man dies by something beside him, number 69, rather than if he becomes impure from the body of a person, it indicates that Nazirite shaves only if he is impure from an actual corpse. Others maintain that the verse teaches that the impurity for which a Nazirite must shave is that of a whole corpse in the Riven. In any case, the Rambam himself states that those sources of impurity for which a Nazirite need not shave do not imply impurity by Torah law. Over a corpse, i.e. a tree hanging over a body that a Nazirite passes, but it's uncertain which branches are over a corpse, and the projecting stones. What's the footnote there? If an Nazirite becomes ritually impure due to a clod of earth from outside of empty soil or by walking through a Beit Peras, a field in which a grave was plowed, or if branches of a tree or stones were protruded and served as a tent over both him and a corpse, called hangings and projections by the Mishnah, or in a tent where a quarter cup of bones do not contain the majority of the structure or the majority of the number of bones of a corpse, but through a quarter log of blood from a corpse, or by a grave cover or grave walls, or by a limb severed from a corpse or from a living person that was not covered by sufficient flesh. In all of these cases, the Nazirite requires sprinkling on the 3rd and 7th days, but it does not have to shave. I would say from the 0 at 768. From the fences from the place of the impurities unknown, and the Beit HaPeres, the place that contained a grave that and was plowed. In the latter case, the entire area around the grave is impure from the corpse due to an uncertainty, as it might contain human bones. The Mishnah continues its list. The land of the nations, i.e., the Nazirite left Eretz Yisrael for another land. The sages decreed that all land outside of Eretz Yisrael was richly impure, and the grave cover, Golel, a Golel was a large stone that was rolled onto a grave or burial cave to seal its entrance. Burial caves of important people were covered with a large wheel-shaped stone that could be rolled back to allow entrance to the cave. And there's a picture here if you have the stencils on page 246. Now the grave walls upon which the cover rests, and a quarter log of blood from a corpse, and a tent and a quarter log of bones. What does that mean? Some commentators infer from the fact that the Mishnah lists a tent and a quarter cup of bones as distinct items that a Nazirite who comes into contact with the tent of a corpse need not shave. The Rambam, others maintain that this should be read as a single item, and the tent and a quarter cup of bones. See Rabbi Avadia Bartano and Tosfos Yom Tov. Of a corpse and the vessels that are touching a corpse. And if an Nazirite is in the days of his counting, either 7 days a leper must count after purification of his leprosy, or in his days of full leprosy, when he is a full-fledged leper. For these, the Nazirite does not shave. The commentators note that this statement does not apply to all of these cases, as a leper is in fact obligated to shave Tosfot. Others state that although a leper must shave, this differs from the shaving of a Nazirite, as a leper shaves all of the hair of his body, not merely his head. This is the case even if he's rendered impure by one of the sources listed in the previous Mishnah. And in those cases listed that involve rich impurity from a corpse, one sprinkles purification water upon him on the 3rd and 7th days of his purification. That's the end of the Omen. Thank you for listening. I wish you all the best and peace in Israel. Take care. Bye.